Cbse, Grade 7, Chapter 9, Pros, A Bicycle in Good Repair, Solution, Summary and Question Answers. A bicycle in good repair, summary. A bicycle ride. One of the friend of the author suggested that the two should go for a bicycle ride the next day. The author reached the place half an hour before his friend and was waiting for him in the garden. The author's friend inquired about his cycle and then gave it a shake, holding its front wheel and the fork. After a while, the man took out the front wheel of the cycle while the author was away for a while looking for a hammer. The bicycle inspection and its repair work. The author insisted on putting on the various parts of the cycle in place, but his friend wanted to check the front wheel. He unscrewed something, and from somewhere around a dozen of ball bearings came out. His friend insisted that the author must collect all of them, else the bicycle might not be resorted to its old condition. The author collected around 16 of them and kept them in his hat. The author's friend now started taking off the gear case. The author warned him not to mess up with the gear case, but his friend said that nothing is as easier as taking off the gear case. He took it off easily, but had a nightmare while fixing it back to its place. His bicycle, which was until now in good condition, was now lying scattered, divided in many parts. Author wanted to stop his friend from causing further troubles, but he admits that he is weak at hurting others. Then it was a time for the chain, which he tightened to an extent that it stopped moving. He then loosened it until it became twice as loose as it was before. Hard work to collect the parts. After applying his tricks on the cycle, the author's friend seems to be contented and now wanted to put all the pieces back into their place. It took a lot of time and a great effort. The process revealed that his friend was inexperienced and knew nothing about repairing a bicycle. After struggling for many hours, his friend was able to somehow fix the different parts of the bicycle. The author took him to his back kitchen where his friend cleaned himself, and then the author sent him back to his home. Part 1. Question and answers. First question. I got up early. For me, it implies that he was a late riser. The bicycle goes easily enough in the morning and a little stiffly after lunch. The remark is, you have to mark your choices: humorous, inaccurate, sarcastic, enjoyable, meaningless. It is humorous. Find 2 or 3 sentences in the text which express the author's disapproval of it. Don't do that. You'll hurt it. It doesn't if you don't wobble it. Don't you trouble about it anymore? Will you make yourself tired? Fourth question. If not, it would make a serious difference to the machine. What does it refer to? It refers to the ball bearings. Now part 2, question answers. Question number 1. Did the front wheel really wobble? What is your opinion? Give a reason for your answer. The front wheel wobbled occasionally, but it didn't require any attention. The bicycle was in good condition and the author was pleased with it. Question number 2. In what condition did the author find the bicycle when he returned from the tool shed? When the author returned from the tool shed, his friend had taken out the front wheel of the bicycle. His friend was sitting on the ground with the wheel between his legs. He was playing with the wheel while other part of the bicycle was lying on the gravel path beside him. Question number 3. Nothing is easier than taking off the gear case. Comment on or continue this sentence in the light of what actually happens. Nothing is easier than taking off the gear case, but it is an impossible task to fix it back. The author's friend took out the gear case easily, but he was having a nightmare in putting it back to its place. What special treatment did the chain receive? Arthur's friend tightened it to an extent that it did not move at all. He then loosened it until it was twice as loose as it was before. Question number 5. The friend has two qualities. He knows what he is doing and is absolutely sure it is good. Find the two phrases in the text which mean the same. Cheery confidence, inexplicable hopefulness. These are the two qualities. Question number 6. Describe the fight between the man and the machine. Find the relevant sentences in the text and write them. Solution is, the bicycle was in a good condition, but the author's friend unnecessarily disturbed it. He first looked out the front wheel and then the gear case. His next victim was the chain. He really had a tough time in fixing these parts back into their original places. Then he lost his temper and tried bullying the thing. The bicycle, I was glad to see, showed spirit, and the subsequent proceedings degenerated into little else than a rough and tumble fight between them and the machine. One moment the bicycle would be on the gravel path and he was on the top of it. The next the position would be reversed. He was on the gravel path, the bicycle on him. Now he would be standing flushed with victory, the bicycle firmly fixed between his legs. But his triumph would be short-lived. By a sudden quick movement, it would free itself and, turning upon him, hit him sharply over the head with one of its handles. Now, working with language. First question, read the following sentences. We should go for a long bicycle ride. I ought to have been firm. We mustn't lose any of them. I suggested that he should hold the fork and that I should handle the wheel. Should, must, ought to, all these three words are in italics. The words in italics are modal auxiliaries. Modal auxiliaries are used with verbs to express notions such as possibility, permission, willingness, obligation, necessity, etc. Should, must, and ought to generally express moral obligation, necessity, and desirability. Look at the following sentence. We should go on a holiday. So what is the suggestion? It is a good idea for us to go on a holiday. He is not too well these days. He must see a doctor before he becomes worse. Compulsion or necessity. It is absolutely essential or necessary for him to see the doctor. You ought to listen to me. I am well over a decade older than you. More emphatic than should. Since I am older than you, it is advisable that you listen to me. So note, should and ought to are often used interchangeably. Now you have to rewrite each of the following sentence making using should and ought to or must in place of the italicized words. Make other changes wherever necessary. You are obliged to do your duty irrespective of consequences. You will do well to study at least for an hour every day. The doctor says it is necessary for her to sleep 8 hours every night. It is right that you show respect towards elders and affection towards youngsters. If you want to stay healthy, exercise regularly. It is good for you to take a walk every morning. It is strongly advised that you don't stand on your head. As he has gold, it is better for him to go to bed. So these are the 8 questions, and you have to use the word should, ought to, might, must. So the solution is you must do your duty irrespective of consequences. And second question, you should study at least for an hour every day. The third question, the doctor says she must sleep 8 hours every night. Fourth question, you ought to show respect towards elder and affection towards youngsters. Fifth question, to stay healthy, you must exercise regularly. Sixth, you should take a walk every morning. Seventh one, you must not stand on your head. Eighth question, as he has a cold, he should go to bed. Question number 2, so fill in the blanks. Use should, must, ought to appropriately fill in the following sentences. People who live in glass houses should not throw stones. You must wipe your feet before coming into house, especially during the rains. You must do what the teacher tells you. The peoples were told that they should write more neatly. Sign in front of a park, you must not walk in the grass. You ought to be ashamed of yourself having made such a remark. He left home at 9 o'clock. He should be there any minute. Whatever happened to the chocolate cake? How should I know? I have just arrived. So once again, check the solution. Should, must, should, must, ought to, should and should. Question number 3. 2 or more single sentences can be combined to form a single sentence. So first one, you have to read the following. I made an effort and was pleased with myself. This sentence is in fact a combination of 2 sentences. I made an effort is one sentence. I was pleased with myself is another sentence. Now again you read another one sentence. I did not see why he should shake it. This is also a combination of 2 sentences. One is I did not see and why should he shake it. So divide each of the following sentence into its parts, right? Meaningful parts if necessary, right? I went to tool shed to see what I could find. So this is divided into 3 parts. One is I went to tool shed. I went to see what could I find. And the second one, I came back. He was sitting on the ground. We may as well see what is the matter with it. Now it is out. And the next one, he said he hoped we had got them all. I had to confess he was right. So question number 4 is prefix, suffix, right? So now you have to arrange which is prefix, which is suffix, and which is a part of the word. En is the prefix, suffix and part of the word here. Encourage. Okay, you see this here. Thank you. And finish all the book exercises.